right, good evening. I'll call the SMUD Board of Directors meeting of December 18, 2014 to order. Please join me in the pledge to the flag. I just wanted to provide some highlights, and then also, Howard, you know that your colleagues are going to want to say a few additional words beyond the resolution. Okay, all right, good. And then we'll give you an opportunity to say a few words as well, of course. Howard was on the board when I was elected. He was already, a seasoned member of the board, I think having maybe 18 months ahead of me.
About that. Yes.
About that, yes. And so whereas Howard Posner was first appointed to fill a vacancy on the SMUD Board of Directors to represent the Residents Award 3 on August 15th, 1997, and then stood for election and was elected in 1998, 2002, 2006, 2010. Showed that your constituents were very, very pleased and happy with you.
I've known this day was coming at least for the last year and a half, but it kind of snuck up on me. I think you've noticed that I'm, as a board member goes, I'm not a big talker, but I do have 3 pages of notes today. I had been appointed in 1997. I'd been elected in 1998. I was up for re-election the next year, and I thought, you know what? Okay, I will have served one full term, and that's fine, but I'm going to do the right thing. And we have time and time again taken that stance on every question that's come before this board. And I'm so proud to serve with you, and I won't be a stranger. I will be back. I have some thoughts on smart meters that I have been precluded from sharing because of Brown Act considerations and so on, but as of January 1st, I'm a free agent. And I'm going to say what's on my mind, and it may make some people uncomfortable, so be it, too bad. But in the meantime, I continue to be a colleague of yours and proud to be so, and love each and every one of you. So, thank you.
Director Thompson.
Well, what am I going to do without my crab feed buddy? I don't know. And Galt's Lobster Fest. I don't know. But I too echo the thoughts of my fellow board members. Howard is just one of those guys. It's that quiet yet strong position and stance that he has.
We also were very proactive with our customers in preparation for the storm. We did so through social media, websites, ads on radio, and news releases. The effort also included emailing almost 250,000 customers who gave us their emails addresses so they could get such information from SMUD. I have an award to report on tonight. We received Forbes Magazine's 2014 Smart Grid Customer Education Award for our rollout of Smart Sacramento, another really nice glass award. And that to you. In giving this award, the magazine noted that our Smart Sacramento project was one of the nation's most comprehensive smart grid rollouts. It included 51 integrated projects and an investment of more than $300 million. The sheer scale and complexity of the technology required consistent educational outreach to ensure adoption, retention, and seamless customer experience.
Thank you very much. Now, at this time, we take statements from the public. We give our customers an opportunity to speak on items not on the agenda and on which the board will take no action, and items not on the agenda but within our jurisdiction. I have received 2 requests. The first one is Eric Windheim, and the second is from Mark Graham. Mr. Windheim.
Good evening, Board. I was taken back by Director Posner's talk, and it warms my heart. I have respect for you, Director Posner. You exhibited integrity in several areas. One was when you said that the trucks that SMUD used to have said promises kept on them. and you stood up for the heat pump discount. Now, that was particularly important for me because I had just bought another heat pump. And it was nice to see someone standing up for a utility keeping their word, particularly when it was in print on the side of trucks. But the other thing that's really more important is you reached out in December of 2012, and you met with two constituents, Art and Kim. And we had been trying to reach out to each and every board member, and we were very thankful that you met with them. It might not have been comfortable for a variety of reasons, but you did that. And then you carried their concerns to John DeStasio, and that ended up with us having a smart meter workshop, and it provided a graceful way for SMUD to provide an option to the biologically experimental smart meter and for people to obtain the safe and reliable analog meter. And I think the whole thing was, we're very thankful that we didn't have to either have our power cut off, like John DeStasio was telling us every single meeting on January 1st, and that we could have a reliable meter of our own choice. So I do thank you for that. And whatever you had to do within SMUD must have been quite difficult, but we really thank you. And all the other people that have the analog meter, thank you too. Because, you know, this smart meter, it didn't even have to have a CEQA and California Environmental Quality Act passed on it. So it really is experimental. And I think that you erred on the side of caution and that you provided people a way out. And the most important thing is you did what a public official should do, and that's to actually meet with your constituents. And like I said, it may not have been popular or comfortable for you, but I really appreciate what you've done, and so do many, you know, hundreds, perhaps thousands of other people that don't even know what you did. So we're going to miss you, and we want to wish you a happy Hanukkah and a Merry Christmas to you and all of your family. And I'm not going to talk about what I was going to talk about, but Director Posner, we will miss you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Mr. Windheim. All right, Mark Graham.
Good evening, Madam President, board members, and staff. My name is Mark Graham, and I live in Elk Grove. Well, Director Posner, I'm looking forward to the comments that you're going to express now that you're a free agent, as you've said, especially your comments on smart meters. And I don't know what you're going to say, but I really think that if your opinion and the information you have about smart meters is what could have led to a change in the policy that this board has been on with smart meters since 2006. The time for you to have that input was while you've been on the board, and I don't think the Brown Act would have prevented that. Now, there seems to be a lot of confusion on this board on exactly what is a peer-reviewed scientific study. And I'm asking you, President Shiroma, to brief all of your board members on what is a peer-reviewed scientific study and what is the scientific method. They obviously don't know, and you have the experience from Air Resources Board to tell them. And if you do that, then your fellow board members might not make these embarrassing mistakes, such as Director Slayton seems to make meeting after meeting when we talk to him about scientific research and health. Also, I asked your staff, Tracy Carlson, about a month ago, what did SMUD do with the 600,000 analog meters that you took off your customers' houses? She has not told me. I asked her today. She refused to answer the question, so I'm asking the board to tell me or direct Ms. Carlson to tell me, what did you do with those 600,000 analog meters? Next item, stop cheating your customers. I gave you a proposal in November, and I asked you to publicize the opt-out in the Connections newsletter at least 4 times next year. 99% of your customers have not made a conscious choice to keep their smart meter. They don't know that you can opt out, that they can opt out, and you have never told them. So I'm resubmitting this recommendation right now. SMUD is not a leader on this. You are hiding as deep in the gopher hole as possible. Now, I have 3 new proposals that I want to talk about tonight. First one is to place a radio frequency warning sign on every place, every home in which you've installed a smart meter and not taken it off. This is recommended by the Federal Communications Commission. I'm giving this to your security, and I emailed it to you today. Second proposal. This is a flyer that SMUD sent out with the electric bills in December. It's called Understanding EMF. Conspicuously absent from this flyer is the mention of smart meters. I'm recommending you revise this flyer to include smart meters and send that one out. And my third proposal is this. Take off all the smart meters that you've installed for customers that did not request a time-based rate. It's too complicated to explain in the amount of time that I have left, but I have emailed the proposal to you earlier today, and I'm going to give it to your security guard right now. In a nutshell, the only resolution that this board ever passed to authorize removing and replacing your customers' analog meters, it was implementing a time-based metering and communication standard, and it specifically was limited only to those customers that requested a time-based rate. As far as I can tell, out of 600,000 accounts, there were only about 60 customers that ever requested a time-based rate, and those were the only customers whose analog meters this board authorized SMUD to remove and replace. So I will give this to your staff. Please review it, and I'm also giving you 14 pages of conclusions of the Bio-Initiative 2012 for you to read. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Graham. Thanks. Yes, Director Slayton.
Yeah, just a quick clarification. I believe the meters that were removed, the analog meters, were recycled. Is that?
Yeah, that's my understanding.
Yeah, so they're recycles. That answers that question.
Yeah.
You're
Oh,
Time is up.
Mr. Graham, thank you. Thank you.
What does that mean?
Thank you. Thank you. Yes, as I recall, the staff retained those meters for approximate year time as the smart meters were being used, and to make sure that billing, et cetera, was all trued up and consistent, and then professionally recycled. Okay, let's see, where are we now? We have got a consent calendar. This meeting is being recorded and will be shown Sunday, December 21st at 2 p.m. and Monday, December 22nd at 9 a.m. on Channel 14, and will be webcast at sacmetrocable.tv. Board meetings are streamed live for customers and other interested parties. Meetings will be archived on SMUD's website for later viewing as well. And to view an archived SMUD board meeting, log on to smud.org to find a link to the broadcasts.